If you're asked to solve this equation for the value of x, y, the first thing that will come into your mind is simultaneous equation, one linear, one quadratic. And if you look at this quadratic, it's a quadratic of two variables. So how do we go about solving this equation? First of all, let's look at graphically what the solution of this equation would be like. If you're given this equation and you're asked to analyze this equation graphically, what are we going to arrive at? Now we have a circle which represents this equation, and if we take that equation as equation 1, we're going to take this as equation 1, and we're going to analyze this equation as equation 2. So if we consider that equation 1, we are going to have a curve graph. And the curve graph will really give us this value of what? Of curve, which is more of a 0. While the straight line equation, which is x plus y, is going to give us a straight line graph. And if you see, that straight line graph is going to dissect this curve at a given point. And what are the points? Is going to dissect this point at this point, and at what? And at this point. That means we are going to have two solutions. And what are the solutions? The first solution we are going to have is we're going to have the value of x, y on this part. And on the other part, we are going to have another solution on this part, which is also going to be, this time around, we're going to look at that to be x2, y. And we're going to take that expression and x as x2, y. So these two expressions, solving these two simultaneous equations, we should expect two sets of solutions. Now let's solve this question and then see how we are going to get those two sets of solutions. Let's get started. To solve this solution, let's consider equation 1. We consider equation 1. From equation 1, what do we get from equation 1? From equation 1, we are going to consider the equation x plus y to be equal to 5. From that expression, you can come to see that if you subtract y from both sides, the value of your x will be equal to 5 minus y. So we are going to consider this as equation what? Equation 3. Now, having gotten that equation 3, what we are going to do is to substitute the value of equation 3 into equation 1. So let's fix value for x equal to 5 minus 1 into what? Into equation what? Into equation 2. Now from that equation 2, you see that equation 2 is given to us. So wherever we see x, we are going to replace it with 5 minus y. That's just what it means. So we'll have a 5 minus y all squared, right? Plus y squared, and this will be equal to 13. Now let's solve that expression. Now from that expression, you come to see that if you solve that expression, you are simply going to have the values of y. Now let's solve. We're going to expatiate this to give us the value of 5 minus y, and this will give us 5 minus y, right, because it's squared, plus y squared, and this will be equal to 13. So let's expand this. This will give me 25, right? This will multiply this, while this multiplies this. While this multiplies this, this is going to multiply this. So 5 times 5 will give us 25 minus 5y, right? And this will give us minus 5y, and this will give us plus. Minus times plus is minus is plus, and we'll have y squared, and this will give us plus y squared, and this will be equal to 13. Great. Now, having done that, what we are simply going to do is to simplify further. From that expression, you'll come to see we'll have 25 minus, that will give us minus 10y. This will give us plus 2y squared equal to 13. I'm seeing our quadratic equation coming up here. So let's rearrange it. We'll have 2y squared minus 10y plus 25. Subtract 13 from both sides. The right hand side will be equal to 0. So we'll have 2y squared minus 10y plus 12, because plus 25 minus 13 is going to give us plus 12, and this is equal to 0. So what do we have there? We have a quadratic equation. Let's simplify that quadratic equation by dividing both sides by 2. If we divide both sides by 2, and this will be divided by 2, we'll divide through by 2, this will become y squared minus 10y plus 12, and this is equal to 0. Great. Now you can simply, this is going to be plus 6, right? This is going to be plus 6, sorry about that. This is going to be plus 6, and this is going to be 10 divided by 2 is going to give us 5, and this will be equal to 0. So let's continue that expression. Having gotten that, we're going to have our y squared minus 5y plus 6y. So you can simply simplify this quadratic equation. Now remember what I usually tells you. What we are looking for, we're looking for two values, plus 6, that we will multiply, that will give us plus 6. And when we add such two values, we're going to have a negative 5. Come to think about those two values. What will those two values be? Let's look at 2, and we'll look at what? 3. What sign are we going to assign to 2 and 3 that will give us positive 6? And when we add them, they give us negative 5. So let's assign negative to 3 and negative to 2. Minus multiplied by minus is going to give us plus. 2 times 3 will give us 6. Great. Now minus plus minus, minus times minus will give us minus. So we'll have minus 3 minus 2 is going to give us minus 5. Great. So the two expression we're going to have over there is y squared minus 3y minus 2y plus 6, and this will be equal to 0. So we'll have our y squared, our y which is common. Let's bring out y. As we simplify further, we'll have y here minus 3, right? And this will have 2 is common because 6 divided by 2 will give us 3. So we'll have minus 2, and then we'll have our y minus 3, and this will be equal to 0. Great. So we'll have y minus 2, and then we'll have y minus 3, and this will be equal to 0. So from here, I know you can simplify this further. If you simplify this further, you're going to have your y minus 2 to be equal to 0, or you have your y minus 3 to be equal to 0. So let's add 2 to both sides. We'll have y minus 2 plus 2. That will be equal to 0 plus 2. So on this side, 2 we clear 2, and then we'll have our y to be equal to 2. Great. So that's the first solution. And on this side, we're going to add 3 to both sides, minus 3 plus 3, and this will be equal to 0 plus 3. And when 3 clears 3, we'll have our y to be equal to 3. Great. So the two solution is x equal to 3 and y equal to 3. So that's the value of y. Sorry, we have y equal to 3 and x equal to 3. Now remember that expression we had earlier on from equation 3. We have equation 3 is x equal to 5 minus y. So from that expression, we can simply get the two values of x. So that expression, we have x to be equal to 5 minus y, and that gave us equation what? Equation 3. So from that expression, if we have the value of y equal to 2. So our x will be equal to 5 minus 2, and then our x will be equal to 3. So on that expression, we will have our x comma y. Our x comma y will be equal to 3 comma y. That's the first point in that graphical graph we drew. And on the other side, we will have our y to be equal to 3, then our x will be equal to 5 minus 3. And what do we have? Our x will be equal to 2. So on this side, we will have our x comma y to be equal to 2 comma 3. Here we are supposed to have our y to be what? To be comma 2. So these are the two expressions we'll have as a solution, as a 2 point to that graphical solution we started at the introductory part of this video. So you remember these 2 points we have at the introductory part of this video. This part x1 xy and this part x1 xy1. So if you look at those two expressions, you're going to have your x to be equal to xy to be equal to 3 comma 2, and the other one you have your xy to be equal to 2 comma 3. And that is the solution to this equation. And this is one linear, one quadratic. In case you are asked to solve this using graphical method, that is going to give you a curve graph and a straight line graph with 2 points. I know you did enjoy watching this video. Don't forget this mathematics solution. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share this video with friends and colleagues, and remember to kindly subscribe to my channel for more simplified mathematics solutions. Thanks so much for watching, and bye bye for now.